Mexico, 1938. At a private airstrip, Speedwagon welcomes the monk Straizo and his disciples. Boarding his plane, they travel deep into the heart of the country, where Speedwagon leads them to a mysterious ancient temple his team previously discovered. Speedwagon and his team guide Straizo and his disciples inside. A long, dark tunnel stretches before them, its walls covered in carvings, depictions of humans losing their heads beneath the sun's rays. At the tunnel's end, they step into a vast underground cavern. At its center looms a massive pillar, its surface embedded with countless stone masks. But what truly captures Straizo's attention is the enormous humanoid figure fused within the stone. According to Speedwagon's team, who have studied the carvings in the tunnel and on the pillar, this being is alive and destined to awaken. Meanwhile, in the bustling streets of New York, a young black pickpocket seizes an opportunity. As the customer he targeted reaches for a bottled soda, the boy skillfully lifts his wallet and makes a run for it. Slipping into a nearby alley, he eagerly checks his stolen prize, only to find two police officers standing behind him, catching him as he examines the wallet's contents. The two officers know the thief's name, Smokey. One strikes him with a baton, knocking him to the ground, then slams him against the wall, demanding $20 a week or he'll throw him in jail. Just then, the Englishman Smokey robbed arrives, demanding an explanation. The officer pinning Smokey down claims the wallet won't be returned, it's now evidence. But the man shocks them, he gave the wallet to Smokey. The cop, irritated, smears a booger on his face, declaring they do whatever they want. Before he can react, the Englishman punches him square in the face. The second officer reaches for his gun, but the man, holding a soda bottle, warns him, if he pulls the trigger, his finger will break. Suddenly, a golden glow surrounds him. The soda bursts, sending the cap flying, hitting the officer's trigger finger. Worried about how his grandmother would react to what he did to the officers, the young man convinces Smokey to flee the scene together, introducing himself. His name is Josephjoestar. In the cave, Speedwagon informs Straizo that the figure in the pillar is not a mere carving but an actual living being. He summons Straizo and his disciples to use the hammer to destroy it. Suddenly, Straizo inquires about josephjoestar, recalling a plane incident where Joseph utilized the hammer to save Speedwagon and a pilot from kidnappers during a business trip. During that event, Joseph became enraged when a captor's attack caused him to bleed from the mouth, staining the shirt his grandmother, Irina, had given him. As soon as he gets back up, the kidnappers point the gun at him. Jojo turns towards the pilot and uses the hammer to incapacitate him. They then escape the out-of-control plane by clinging to detached seats as they hurled themselves from the plane before it crashed. After recounting this memory, Speedwagon wonders about Straizo's interest in Joseph. The monk abruptly kills his disciples and Speedwagon's research team and delivers a spin kick to Speedwagon's head. Straizo reveals his obsession with eternal youth, admitting that Hammond slows the aging process but not enough. Then he removes a stone mask from the pillar and dons it. Straizo presses his blooded hand against the stone mask he's wearing. Hooked spikes emerge from the mask, piercing into his skull, while the carved eyes emit an intense glow. As Straizo screams in agony, a wounded and deeply concerned Speedwagon loses consciousness. Meanwhile, in New York, Irina, Jojo, and Smokey ride a taxi to a restaurant. During the ride, Smokey learns about the tragic past of Jojo's family. From Jonathan's death 50 years ago to the loss of his parents, Joestar's family past is full of sad events. At the restaurant, a group of gangsters expresses their discontent over Smokey's presence, angering Jojo. Their leader approaches, revealing that he had business relations with Speedwagon and delivers shocking news. Speedwagon was killed in Mexico, allegedly by a Tibetan monk. Jojo immediately suspects Straizo and punches the gangster in the stomach, punishing him for shocking Grandma Irina. Later that evening, while at a cafe with Smokey, Jojo notices a monk-like figure outside. Stepping out, he quickly exposes Straizo's vampiric nature. Before Straizo can strike, Jojo takes him by surprise, pulling out a Thompson submachine gun